Okay, so for week 11, it was all about portfolio optimization and using the tools. And so for the first one is data collection and reprocessing for a set of stocks. Now this week I did it and then I did the coding, but however, I um my API keys were not working and then I ended up accidentally replaying it. So it ended up getting lost. So I had to do it again through YFinance, but it will be later on in this video. So for the second one though, it was risk and return calculations. We ran it effortlessly and it was perfect. And so as you can see, this is the coding for it. As you can tell, that's the first one that failed for a second because of the API key. But this is the second one, and this one has the annualized expected return, which is negative 124.91%, annualized volatility, which is 37.55%, and the Sharpe ratio being negative 3.33. Then it shows the annual expected returns per stock, which is an annual return percent, and then it shows the different stocks as well, like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple. And then it also shows it as the covariance matrix of returns, and it's color coded and is more in a grid style. Now the next one is going to be the efficient frontier visualization. And this one is when my API key was not working. So it was a lot of back and forth. And this is what a lot of it was this time, was just like figuring out the right API key, figuring out how to use it. I finally got YFinance because the API key would not work anytime. I did over a series of days and it still didn't work. So we used YFinance for this. And that's a lot what this chat is today. So I finally got it through a lot of different trials and errors, but then it shows this graph of efficient frontiers, color coded, and it shows a Sharpe ratio with 1 being yellow and the highest and 0.6 being purple. And then it also shows the minimum and the max for the Sharpe ratio and the volatility as well. As you can tell, it's right here and then right here. And then it shows also the allocation, shows us Apple being like 0.49, Microsoft being 0.017, Google being 0.046, and so on. It shows the name, which is 7415, and then the D type, which is float64, and then it shows also the annualized return, which being 0.3, and then the annualized volatility being 0.286, which is the minimum as well. And so, like, it shows Apple, Microsoft, Google, so on also, and it kind of goes through the same process as the max Sharpe ratio. And then I had to download a couple of things, and then the third one is going to be optimal portfolio weights calculation. And like I said, it was just a lot of going back and forth and then finding the right stuff. So chat this time, it was just it's a lot of back and forth, and it was not working for a second, but we got it and then it eventually ended up working. See, as you can tell, there's a key error, and then we did it again and finally got it. And then it shows the normalized price performance and from 2018 to 2023, and shows the date, the normalized price, the base being 100, and then it also shows all the different stocks as well, being different colors. And then it also shows the cumulative return in the same style graph. And yeah, and then it also shows the performance metrics. So it shows annualized returns, annualized volatility through all the stocks also. Okay, for the next one, I believe this is the performance comparison with benchmarks, indices, and indices. So this one just shows the adjusting closing prices. So it shows the dates, and then it shows Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, and Microsoft. And then it shows it, just in different ways, daily returns, and then it just in 2018 as well. And it shows annualized returns, and then it shows the annualized covariance matrix. And that is all I got to. I believe that was actually that was definitely the last one. So we went over the data collection and reprocessing for stocks for this one. So officially the last one's going to be performance comparison benchmark indices. And that one's actually going to be this one. And I just ran it and it did perfect. So it shows the normalized price performance, the cumulative returns, and they're both similar graphs. And then it shows the stocks as well as the performance metrics as annualized returns and annualized volatility as well between 2018 and 2023. And that will be it for this week.